Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Today is a very special day for Detroit Lions fans. We get to talk about Detroit versus everybody. Is it a myth? Is it the truth? What is it? So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to get to your comment cards. We do have some Detroit Lions news today, so we're going to get to that. And we got the dessert with Curt. But first, I'm going to bring in my main man, the man of Steele himself, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the program, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news. Watch this show every day. It premieres at 11 o'clock a.m. every day. Get in the super chat. Get your comments right up front, and we have a good time chatting with you during the premiere. And subscribe to the channel. Join the family if you haven't done so already. Comment on the videos. Like the videos. Share the videos. Answer the question of the day. All of these things help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. Now let's get this thing started right now. Hey, welcome to the show, everyone. Now, let's get into this game on Saturday. It was utterly ridiculous that the NFL denied the Lions' request to delay the game one day. It was more important for the Buccaneers to clinch the playoffs on a nationally televised game than it was for the Lions to have their coaching staff. Now, it's not the fact that I thought the Lions were going to win on Saturday. I really didn't think the Lions were going to win on Saturday, just because we were just outmanned. The Lions have too many injuries. You have too many practice squad and second, third string players playing on the Lions right now. I didn't really think the Lions were going to win on Saturday. However, you have to give us a chance to compete. And not letting our coaching staff be on the sidelines in the press box is ridiculous. I mean, you look at who was calling the plays, who was coaching the team. Rod Prince has never even been a coordinator in the NFL. And most of the people who were calling the plays have never been coordinators in the NFL, never called a play in their life. But you send these guys out on national TV and you see what happened. 47-7. It was utterly ridiculous and embarrassing for the NFL to deny that request. It was more important for them to really kiss Brady's butt and have him clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2003 for the Bucs than it was for the Lions to have a decent chance of even competing by having their coaching staff there at Ford Field. It was totally it's just a track record of the NFL and how they really have a disdain for the Lions. They just don't want, I mean, it's been in the referees in department. It's been in how the team has really set this Lions up for failure. I mean, the Lions got Bob Quinn from the NFL.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, think about it.
Yep.
It's utterly ridiculous that how the NFL treats Detroit. Now, will I say this? Does Detroit have their own hand in some of the stuff that goes on? Yes, because of the way that they run the team. But some things you just don't. I mean, look at the Ravens and the Steelers and all those games that got pushed back days and days. And I know it's the end of the season, so you don't have a lot of time to push games back. But we asked for one day. But it's more important for Brady to be on national TV to clinch a playoff spot than it is for the Lions to have their coaching staff. That's just sad.
Just utterly ridiculous. And I know now we're not saying that the Lions wouldn't have lost this game anyway by that amount. We're not saying that. We're not saying that part of it. We're saying the NFL it is Detroit versus everybody. We believe that. I believe that. I remember when Jim Schwartz was coaching and we had this situation where clearly the Houston Texans guy, when he was down, he gets up, runs for a touchdown. No worries. That's a touchdown because the referee should have got it right on the field, but no, that's cool. And then he throws the challenge flag, and by rule, we get penalized for it. Now they can't review it. That is
it's negated.
utter BS.
It was negated by a technicality. Come
And
on now.
officiating is ridiculous. Green Bay seems to be treated better than any team in the league. They just had another call yesterday. Curt, you were telling me about that.
Yeah. How is the running back not out of bounds? It's clearly the guy was out of bounds. Vrabel challenged it and lost. Yep. I mean, what the heck is that?
Are we trying to get it right or what?
Feet are clearly in the white.
It's Calvin Johnson rule that came about because Calvin, and then the NFL. The other thing I really dislike about the NFL, you can take your apologies and shove them where the sun don't shine, to be honest with you, because every time they do something to screw us, we apologize. We're sorry. Bruh. There's only 16 games in the season. When you cost us 2 or 3 of them a year sometimes, come on, man. Seriously?
Like the last year, that's illegal hands to the face in Green Bay, and was clearly not illegal hands to the face twice.
Even goes to the referee and says, "Hey, man, where am I supposed to put it? I'm putting it here, man. What am I supposed to do?" He shows him. He does the exact thing the ref says, and they call it again. Now, I don't know exactly what happened to this team, why the officiating, why the NFL doesn't like us so much. You can look at the scheduling. Usually the first 5 games, we have 3 games on the road, 2 games at home. We also have the toughest schedule usually in the first 5 games of any team in the NFL.
Yep.
We have a tough schedule every single year because, number one, we play in the NFC North. There's no pushovers there, especially for us. Mm-hmm. How do we get that turned around? I think, honestly, I don't know what happened. I have some ideas. I have a source that talked to me a long time ago about this. And it was something about that William Clay Ford at the time held a meeting with the NFL because I think it was when Goodell was just first going to come in and they were just going to put him in and no vote, no nothing, something like that. I don't remember the whole gist of it. But the NFL came against him and said, if you keep standing up like this, we're never going to let you win again.
Wow.
We're never going to let you win again. And he stood up against them for what he thought was right. This is from a source that has someone that was in the meeting at the time. I can't verify it, and that's why I haven't come out with it before now. But it's a theory. That's all it can be right now is a theory.
Yeah.
But everybody asked this, what did the Lions do? And that could be one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it. I mean, it's just call after incident after incident. The heartbreaking flag pickup in Dallas a few years ago in the playoff game was brutal, utterly ridiculous.
Brutal. And every time we get a huge running play, it seems like there's a holding call. The other team could just throw our team guys to the ground and hold them down, or clearly holding on a lot of plays that we see. But then it's us. Pass interference, same garbage. That team can grab our guys over the middle, do whatever they want to them. It's fine. But when we do it, penalty, especially penalties in the critical parts of the game. That one phantom face mask call against Aaron Rodgers. Yep. Led to that Hail Mary. Did he get a little bit of the face mask? I'm not really sure about that. From what I see, he clips it, but he more or less grabs his shoulder. Yeah, it was that was phantom to me. Yep. I mean, it was ticky-tack at best to give them another play. I think that was ridiculous. But should the Lions have ever allowed a Hail Mary from that distance? They played that. Come on. They played that. There's 2 things to this: Lions incompetence and the NFL being against the Lions and the media and the referees being against the Lions. Yeah. So who do you go to when you want to find a new GM? You go to the NFL. Are you idiots? I mean, come on now. Yeah, you can't do that. You have to can't rely on the NFL for anything right now. Exactly. I mean, Detroit, Sheila Ford, Hemp, and Rod Wood, you have to go about, and I like the way they're kind of going about it right now. They're just doing it themselves. They're bringing in people that actually are part of the organization or were part of the organization and want to do a different type of search for the GM, and a different type of personnel as far as the coaching search is concerned. It's one of those things where they're taking a different approach than they did before. And I'm looking at that, and you can tell that the people that they're bringing in, they're bringing in experience,
former GMs, Dimitrov and Smith, and I think Smith actually interview got rescheduled too. Believe to this morning. I believe he's supposed to come in this morning.
Okay.
I thought he was supposed to be
I thought
Saturday.
He was already interviewed.
No, I think it's supposed to be coming up shortly. I think he got rescheduled. I think something happened when they got.
Can we start something like a petition to have them not let him leave the building? Is that something we can do?
Yeah, I think we need to.
Fans out there, everybody rocks with us. You know what? I message the Lions or someone in their organization or something. Tell them don't let that man leave the building.
Send him an email. And it's one of those things where you just have to look at how the Lions have ran over the last last several decades since the 60s.
Yes,
and nothing has changed, but hopefully with what I think Sheila Ford's Hamp said to herself, this has gone on long enough, and we have to make some drastic changes, and we have to change the way we do things. So I think that's why she bringing in Chris Spielman, bringing in Barry Sanders, bringing in those legends and who were part of the last really winning team in Detroit, to trying to get
that's the other thing.
Lions back to that.
Respected people too, not just anybody, but widely respected people through the NFL. Chris Spielman on Fox, he's widely respected, and those people being in our organization, as I said about Peyton Manning when we discussed him as GM, we have to get people in place the NFL actually respects. We have to turn this around to become a respectful team. And then if that happens, we'll have more weight behind us, more ground, more to stand on. And when the NFL does this stuff to us and screws us over and over again. Now, this here show, we are for you guys. You know what I'm saying? We don't get fined, thank God, for the NFL for saying what we want to say. And we don't mind saying that we believe that the refs have, there's been games that they've taken it away from us.
Several games that they've taken away from us. It's just one of those things where you look at it and you're like, come on, man, you cannot be serious. This happened. It's heartbreaking for Lions fans that happen over and over again, where we could be put in a position to succeed, but then
it's taken away.
Us taken away, or circumstances that seem to be beyond our control to say, nah, you guys aren't worthy to win.
Yeah, but it's a series of things. It's incompetence at the higher levels of the organization. It's injuries every single year. Will you please investigate that field turf you have down? I mean, something is wrong.
It is.
We have it every year that we're just decimated by injuries. Something's not right.
Something is
conditioning,
right.
Whether it's teaching people, I don't know, correct way to fall. I don't know what's going on. I know it seems like we get a lot of stuff going against us.
We have exchanged or traded out strength and conditioning coaches over this past few years, and we still have the same amount of injuries, or even more. I mean, look at the laundry list of guys that are out this year for the Lions. It's utterly ridiculous how many people we have missing starters, and and it's just like, look at the game on Saturday. Looking at the game, I mean, you have guys that are just brought up to the team, Tremaine Brock, and those guys, the secondary's decimated. It's
when you have starter 1, 2, 3 out. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, then you have like a defensive line where you have all those guys that were out for the game, and the offensive line is the same. Ragnow's out, and you got Dahl snapping the ball early.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the game.
Yeah,
that leads me to a point. I have to say this.
It's go ahead.
For people who don't have Fox Sports Detroit right now and watch Hulu, YouTube TV, any of the streaming channels, or Dish Network even, screw you. You know what? Screw you, man. I'm so sick and tired of this crap. I can't watch my team because you guys are having some argument. I don't care about your argument. I don't care about your crap. All I want to do is watch my team that I've done for 40 some years without an interruption.
Oh, yeah.
This is ridiculous. The only interruptions were the strikes and the blackouts that they used to have and all that stuff. But I've never seen anything like this. It's ridiculous. And I'm so sick and tired of that. I watch the Pistons religiously, Red Wings, and my Lions and all that. I'm not getting to watch anything right now. None of my teams.
Oh,
So I'm just getting sick and tired of it. We got to go to other sources and try to make that work. And it's ridiculous. And get your head out of your butt and do something about it. Rant over.
That happened to me here in North Carolina. Actually, that game we were talking about, the Loaded Lions picked the flag up. I had to stream that one, and it was a horrible stream. But I got to watch it. But yeah, it's the monopoly of cable companies, and and to have them turn off your certain channels, especially during this time of the year, is utterly ridiculous. You don't do that to people. You don't do that to your supporters. You don't do that to your customers. No. So get yourself together. Just to kind of really close the rant out. Us at NFL, listen up. You don't have a problem to helping turn around teams like Cleveland, and you do things for teams like the Sunday night matchup for next week is going to be the NFC East Championship game. And that's a horrible division, but you put that on TV. But you don't help, you do everything you want to do to screw the Lions. And that is a testament of how you feel about the city of Detroit, the organizations, and the fans in Detroit.
I agree with that 100%. And my take at the end of this rant is basically I'm so sick and tired of the NFL and the officiating and the schedule that comes out every year that's brutal for us, that stops our momentum right away, tries to kill us before we even start. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And if there is something out there that happened a long time ago, forgive and forget, man. It's about time. You're hurting fans. You're hurting people in the city of Detroit. We don't need any more. Stop it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to go on to your comments right now. So we're going to go to comment cards. Love this part of the show. Brian Stover says no internal GMs. That would have been as bad as my idea for Mel Kiper for GM.
Mel Kiper Jr.
That's a bad idea. And internal guys, I got to agree with you. I think it's a bad idea. Too.
I just think that they were just interviewing those guys just to kind of get I hate to say it, let's get a practice run on how they wanted to do the search. I think that was it. All right, next up, Austin Nicholas says, Louis Riddick says he's keeping Stafford as quarterback, so it looks like they will draft a defensive player. I think that's what they need to do.
I'm just curious when Louis Riddick got the job.
Yeah, I don't know who, though. And Louis Riddick isn't for those people who are naysayers, there are plenty of people who are saying the Lions should keep Matthew Stafford. So
I think they should keep Matthew Stafford. In fact, there's a video out in San Francisco where they're trying to trade for Matt Stafford, and they would give us they would give us a first-round pick for him.
Yep.
I think Jacksonville should give us the number 2 overall pick for Matthew Stafford.
Yep. So Jacksonville has the number 1 overall pick now.
Oh, they do? Yeah.
The Jets won yesterday. The Jets won.
But when they recorded that, they were saying that would have been a good idea for them. Yeah. They think New England might be interested, but they don't have a high pick.
Denver's interested.
Yep. Steelers even. But we don't recognize what we have in our own town half the time. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, Papillion, we had this on the other show. He was referring to the Coombs situation and the Rod Wood thing. So, hey, Jim, part of what I was referring to was the Coombs situation. I still think it was handled very badly, as I believe you did at the time. I did at the time, yes. But also the fact that Wood most certainly has been fulfilling at least some of the GM duties since Quinn was released, some of which I'm sure would involve personal decisions. Okay. Personal decisions, and also being directly involved in the decision to hire a new GM. Also, you inferred that I hated Rod Wood. Hate is a very strong word, Jim. Very serious connotation. I personally do not hate anyone, just to be clear. I want to comment on that. And he says, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your families, and stay well. So I'm a good person. When we say haters, that's a terminology. It doesn't mean you hate people.
Yeah, we're not speaking from, what do you call that? It's not a detrimental term. It's just like, people who don't like people are called haters.
Right. So we call people that want Stafford out of here, Matthew Stafford haters. And it's kind of a term that's widely accepted in this genre right now. So it wasn't anything that I meant that you hated them. Second thing, Rod Wood has to have some of the GM duties right now. No, there's 4 people that are GM right now. We covered 2 of them in the internal search. Rod Wood has to sign off on things. Okay, Rod Wood is signing off on things that probably won't matter once we get a real GM.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just having people take over certain things because we don't have anybody.
No, we
so
don't.
I still don't understand the Rod Wood dislike. I guess I'll put it that way because it makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I think Rod Wood has as his duties, especially on the other side of the business side of the Lions and doing this thing with Ford Field. And I think he's doing an excellent job. All right, next up, Coyote 5.0. Decent name. All right. Any word on a possible second interview with Rick Smith in the future? In my opinion, I think he should be the hire. We do too. He's got a great draft record and built the Texans into a contending team multiple times during his time there. He just lacked a quarterback through most of the time there and didn't get a chance to finish. Yeah, that's true with the wife situation. When he started with the quarterback that is there now that he drafted, just my thoughts. Yeah, I believe he really built them into a contender. Think about it. They were AFC South contenders or champions many times in his tenure as the GM down there in Texas. So I think Rick Smith would be an excellent hire. Jim and I both have the same type of feel on this one. Yes, don't let him out the building.
Right. Absolutely. Jacob Olson. That's so dumb to say. He chose the GM and ran the team into the ground and was stupid enough to agree with an interim coach. And that's going to be gone to fire the best coach we got. Okay. You're going to call somebody dumb. All right. Let's dive into this really quickly. So he's saying Rod Wood chose the GM, which is not true.
That is not true at all.
Actually, that was Martha at the time and Sheila. That
Martha and Sheila and Ernie Corsi,
who was and the NFL had a hand in that too.
Yep.
Okay, and was stupid enough to agree with the interim coach that's going to fire the best coach we got. So you're saying Braden Coombs was the best coach we had? You might be right. I'm not even going to say you're wrong. I like Hank Fraley a lot too, but if you're going to call someone dumb and run with this statement, you just don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry to say that. I appreciate your comment, appreciate you, but there's nothing else to say about that.
Yeah.
The guy was probably going to be fired anyway when the new guy came in. I don't like it either. I don't like how it was handled. But if you want to place some blame there, why don't you place the blame on the interim coach that brought it to everybody to say, hey, I got to get this done. We don't know what kind of ultimatum he had. We don't know if there was one, there wasn't one, but we know whose idea it was, and that was Darabelle. So I'm done with that rant.
And the special teams that was the only thing that was good on Saturday was the special teams. And guess what? Coombs is not there.
Right.
Had a punt. They scored. They only that's the only score of the game was Jamal Agnew and his touchdown. So okay. All right, last one. Rudy. Woo, we signed a Ferrari. Yep. Okay. Rudy, please interview Ed Dodds. If we could get Jim Irsay's claws off Ed Dodds, I think we would, but I think that's going to be a tough task.
That is going to be a tough task, and I like Ed Dodds, but I don't think he has any reason to want to come here. And the reason I say that, he was actually interviewed by Cleveland before to take their job, but he wanted to stay in Indianapolis because he believes he's the next guy in Indy.
Yep.
And so I think he's going to stay there. He's just he's engrossed in the system, and part of the personnel is some of his decisions. I don't see him leaving, but you never know. I'd love to give him an interview though.
And like I said, Jim Irsay, for all his quirks and personal issues, he takes care of his people in Indianapolis.
Yep, gotta agree there. Okay, now we're going to go into our Detroit Lions news. The report is Matthew Stafford's ankle sprain is not considered serious. Pride of Detroit, my good friend Jeremy Reisman over there. You got to check that out. But yeah, not considered serious. He'll probably hobble out there and throw the ball again so he can get crushed and hurt something else.
Yeah. He's
I
just
say
gonna
shut him down. There's no
shut
reason
him
for him
down.
to be
There's no
playing.
reason to play him in week 17. There's no reason. All right. The Lions, with their loss on Saturday and the actual other wins on Sunday, actually have moved up and hold the number 7 overall pick. They're back in the top 10 of the NFL draft for 2021.
Yep. As predicted by this show, they would have a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
NFL rumors. This is from Bleacher Report. It says that Urban Meyer has been contacted by at least 2 teams. The Lions and the Jaguars are linked. I have an interesting take here. I think Urban Meyer could be the GM and head coach.
Goodness.
I don't want it. I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying, remember when Sheila said that she was going to entertain the idea of having a head coach and a general manager in the same position. I almost see this as that. I think that because of his recruiting and all the stuff a college coach does, get into a circle and start praying that this doesn't happen. No, I'm kidding. Because if Urban Meyer starts losing, there could be a flu bug or something that starts happening, and that guy be sick and gone. I don't trust his health. I mean, even if I'm wrong there, I don't trust his health.
I don't think I think once he gets, it's a stressful thing, or I don't know what it is, but when he's met with like a high level of stress, his body shuts down. And that could be something serious. And I'm not saying that it's a fluke or he's doing it on purpose, but I just think sometimes it's just, I don't think his body is good for stress. Once he started winning and things don't happen the right way, and it gets to be stressful, his body shuts down and he has to move away from coaching.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. And that's why I would never want him as general manager and head coach. I wouldn't want him for either. Ridiculous.
I wouldn't want him for either head coach or general manager. So I think that I think that the GM and the coach should be, those duties are separate, should be separate. I
agree.
It just gives someone too much control over the team. You get one person, all that anonymity over a team. It's a recipe for disaster in most cases.
It's just too much on one guy, especially a guy that's been, sick at Florida. I think it was Florida State. I can't remember.
Florida. He was sick at Florida. He left.
And Ohio State.
And then left.
So I don't know. I don't know. All right. Now the question of the day. Do you think there is something to this? Do you think it's truly Detroit versus everybody, especially the NFL? What do you think? Put it in your comments below. And now it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's the dessert with Curt.
All right. So I have 2 really big announcements that happened recently. Lion superfan. Her name is Sweta Patel. She is a Lion superfan, and she recently announced that her and her husband were expecting. So congratulations to Sweta. You are an amazing fan. She has so much access to the team. But another addition to the Lions den is that Kerryon Johnson and his girlfriend announced recently that they are expecting a baby girl.
Oh, that is so cool.
Congratulations to Sweta and her husband, and Kerryon and his girlfriend for announcing the additions to their family and additions to the Pride.
Yeah. So today has been a little bit of a day where we can get some things off our chest. If you want to, in the comment section, get some things off your chest. If you're really just upset about what's going on with the Lions, the way the season's gone, the way the referees have done us, the way the NFL has done us, feel free to light them comments up. We'll respond to you. We'll put them on the show tomorrow. Some of them tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. Thank you for being here and stuff like that. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And now I'm going to throw it to the end of the show with Curt.
All right. Hey, thank you for joining us, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news, and continue every day to catch the show. Premieres at 11 a.m. on our YouTube channel. Join the super chat and get your comments right up front so everyone knows what you're thinking about the show. And subscribe to the channel. comment on the videos, like the videos, share the videos. All of this help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And as always, you know what you got to do. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.